Yo, what is up? It's your boy Trick and welcome to my studio! Today we'll be going over on what gears and instruments that I use for my studio and also to help you how to get started and to transition from a live performing musician to a studio recording / session musician. Let's get started. So, as you can see, I have two microphones. One of them is the Shure SM7B, which you're hearing right now, and also may have seen in some podcast videos as well. I got this microphone in replacement for my Rode NT1A, which by the way is a good microphone for beginners. But I upgraded it since I was recording vocals in another studio for a session with this microphone, and I just love the sound of it. And I think a few months or years later, as soon as I was able to afford it, I went straight for it. I got this one in, I think, in DJ Corner in Virgin. So if you're someone who lives in Dubai like I am, you can search through DJ Corner or go through other shops such as audioshop.ae or something like that. Just basically do your research. Now, for the small mic, it is a PGA81, also from Shure. I love the sound and flat response it gives for my instruments compared to the Rode NT1A, which can sound a little shrill, especially on the violin. So those are the two mics I use in my studio, but I will still recommend Rode for beginners. Next up is the MIDI keyboard, which is below the mic, and it is called a Korg Cross workstation that is unfortunately full of dust that I definitely need to clean. Moving on. This is really useful for both MIDI tracking and live performance, though I got this one in 2015 solely for live performances, in replacement of my Yamaha 88 keyboard, which was really heavy to carry around. Definitely questioning on why I don't have muscles yet. However, if you're someone like me who produces music with MIDI strings or like sampled instruments that relies on CCs for realism, then the mod reel alone may not cut it, though it depends on the scripting like ATO Agitado, where like the mod reel and the expression is like interlocked. So anyways, so definitely I will need to buy some type of CC controller for other sampled libraries, but all in all, I'm good with this. Now moving on to computers. So as you can see, I have a PC and look at that red exterior, guys, especially for Gundam fans or like anime fans in general. You know I had to get that one. And now in terms of specs, I think I'll show it up on the screen because yes, I'm lazy. So I actually work on a Mac and PC, Mac solely for music production and PC for visual editing like Unreal Engine. Yes, I'm learning how to do games. I'm enrolled in their course, which is really fun. And Adobe Premiere Pro for video editing, like this video that I'm editing right here. And also for gaming as well, like I've been playing a lot of games like Genshin Impact, Onmyo-G, the City of Final Fantasy, Fortnite, Tomb Raider, which was free like I think on December that time. Yeah, I've been playing a lot of games. So for the Mac, I use a MacBook Pro 2017 model and has a good specs on SSDs. They have a couple of external SSDs that is specifically for samples and for storage purposes, and also a good amount of RAM, which is 16 gigabytes, which that's basically you really need for music production. Then as you can see, I have an iPad Pro that is not charging right now, and I'm on Logic Remote, which is a free extension in iOS for handling volume knobs, effects, and a bit of MIDI stuff. I have yet to explore all of its capabilities, so maybe another video on the Logic Remote may be coming soon. Anyways, so this iPad Pro was my birthday gift from my parents. Thank you, Mom and Dad. And I've basically used for pretty much everything aside from the Logic Remote, as you may have seen, such as like for note-taking, productivity, gaming of course, and a bit of illustration. And yes, I'm learning how to make a 2D character for me to simp on. The next one is interface, which is basically a box that connects the mic to your computer and it comes with good preamps, which was my concern when I was searching for an interface specifically for the Shure SM7B, which we all know it's a quiet microphone, but fortunately this cost-effective Behringer interface, I don't have to worry on noise. I may worry even less if I have a cloud lifter, but as long as my gain is like 2 to 3 o'clock, then I'm good. Yes, it's overkill that I have two interfaces, but this Yamaha interface, is specifically for my TikTok covers and potentially live streams because of the loopback function, which is really nice. And yes, I'm gonna be doing live streams soon, specifically for gaming, music, and who knows, maybe VTubing. Yeah. Then lastly is speakers or studio monitors if you want to get fancy, which is both cost effective and high quality, and that is the Roku 6 from KRK, which is really good especially on the low end. I love some bass. They're optional for beginners in my opinion, but it's highly recommended in the mixing and the mastering stage, and a nice break from headphones especially if you want to protect your ears. Just set the volume safely and you're all set. I forgot to mention about the table and display which you're seeing right now. So for the desk, I have a Gamertech desk, which I was so lucky to get this one at Geeky Games, and it was the last item actually, and I got this one for like a reasonable price. And this is a sit-to-stand table, which you're seeing it elevate right now. Whew. Which my back and neck will thank me for whenever I raise the desk. Then for this, oh wow, voice crack. Then for the screen, it is an AOC 4K curved display which I got along with the PC I just mentioned, and yeah, nothing fancy about this one aside from being HQ in terms of like look, and it being attached to some type of boom arm to give it a floating look, which is really nice. So now let's go over what you need to get started or even transition from a live performing musician to a studio musician, like I am. Again with a voice crack. Number 1, you'll need a computer to host a DAW. A DAW is a digital audio workstation like Logic Pro, Pro Tools, GarageBand, all that stuff. A DAW can do everything from recording to MIDI producing, loops, and editing, all that stuff. Make sure you check its required specs so that it can work smoothly. Next, you'll need an interface. I will recommend a Behringer or Focusrite interface, high quality stuff for beginners. Then you'll need a microphone to capture your instrument, whether it be vocals, guitar, violin, saxophone, whatnot. And I will recommend a Rode NT1A for many purposes. It is a large diaphragm condenser which can capture the details of your recording and has a bit of pre-processing for a nicer sound compared to the small one like the PGA-81 from Shure, which focuses on naturalism. Next is headphones to hear your recording. I will recommend a closed-back headphones when you're tracking or recording your instrument, and open back for mixing. And I already mentioned speakers, but they're optional but highly recommended for the mixing stage. And yeah, you're pretty much set. Alright, thanks for watching. Give this a like and subscribe to this channel. I do lots of covers from pop to geeky music, anime, movies, games, and all that stuff. So let me know what you want me to do in the comments below. Do check out my social media, it's in the description below. And yep, Trick is signing out.